Hello, I am Cybex author William Panic. In this video, I will show you how to install Active Directory onto a Windows Server 2012 machine. Currently in this Windows Server 2012 data center system, Active Directory is not installed. To install Active Directory, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the little icon here in the lower left hand corner that looks like a toolbox. This is actually Server Manager. When you click on this, Server Manager will open. Now we're going to install Active Directory from Server Manager. To do this, what we're going to do is we're going to choose number 2, Add Roles and Features, and I'm going to click on that link. The Add Roles and Features wizard appears. I'm going to go ahead and just say Next. I'm going to set up a role-based or feature-based installation, so I'm going to go ahead and say Next. I'm going to choose this server, the one I'm working on. That's just server A. That's the server that I'm working on right here. I'm going to go ahead and choose Next. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to choose Active Directory Domain Services. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to pop up a box asking me if I want to install these additional features. So I'm going to go ahead and say Add Features, and I'm going to go ahead and click Next. Then it's going to go ahead and ask me if I want to select any additional features. So at this time, I'm just going to go ahead and click Next, and I'm going to get an actual information screen about Active Directory. So you can go ahead and take a minute and read this screen, and when you're done, go ahead and just click Next. And finally, I'm going to get the Confirm Installation. If you need to install any feature or role that requires the system to restart, you can actually check this little box right here that says Restart the Destination Server. Just say yes, and then go ahead and you click the Install button. Active Directory is going to go ahead and install onto this system, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go back and we're going to configure Active Directory. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and once this is completed, we'll go ahead and continue on. At this point, the installation for Active Directory has completed. All of the files have been installed, so I can go ahead and click the Close button. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and on the left-hand side, it actually says ADDS. It stands for Active Directory Domain Services. So I'm going to click on the ADDS link, and there's going to be configuration required for Active Directory, and there's a little More link. So I'm going to click on the More link, and where it says here Post-Deployment Configuration, I need to go ahead and promote this server to a domain controller. Now that I've installed Active Directory, I need to go ahead and promote the server. So I'm going to click on the link to promote the server, and it's going to go through and it's going to ask me some questions now. So is this a new domain controller to an existing domain, a new domain to an existing forest, or am I adding a brand new forest? On this particular network, I'm running virtualization. I don't have anything installed so far. So I'm going to go ahead and just say add a new forest. And then what it's going to do is it's going to ask me the domain name. So I'm going to go ahead and just use cybex.com, and I'm going to click Next. So it's going to ask me what my forest and domain function levels are. I'm going to go ahead and lower that down to 2008 R2. And the reason I'm doing that is because in another video, I'm going to show you how to upgrade your forest and domain function levels to 2012. So at this point, I'm going to be setting up DNS, and this machine's going to be a global catalog. So it's asking me for a password. So I'm going to go ahead at this point, and I'm going to type in my Active Directory restore password. Now what this password is for is this is not the password to log on to the domain. This is the password that I'm going to need in the event that Active Directory crashes and I need to restore it. Now if you don't know what this password is, and you are in charge of restoring Active Directory, you need to go out and you need to actually change this password. And the way you can do that is by using the NTDSUtil. By using the NTDSUtil, you can go ahead and change the Directory Services Restore Mode password. So I'm going to go ahead and say Next. And then I can go ahead and create a delegation record for this DNS server, or I can just go ahead and skip this and do it later, and that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to say Next. It's then going to ask me for my NetBIOS name. Now, the NetBIOS name is a 15-character name that's used for machines that are still using NetBIOS, like 95, 98, and T40 backwards compatibility. So I'm going to go ahead and just accept the name that it provides, the NetBIOS name of Cybex. So I'm going to go ahead and just say next. It's going to ask me, where do I want to put my Active Directory database, log files, and sysvol files. I'm going to go ahead and just accept the defaults here and just click on next. Here it's going to ask me to review my selections, so I can go through and review everything. When I click next, so at this point what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the install button, and it's going to go ahead and promote this machine. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. At this point, Active Directory has upgraded this machine to become a domain controller. It automatically rebooted. I need to go ahead and log in now, so I'm going to go ahead and type in the administrator's password. I'll hit the Windows key on the keyboard, and when I click on that, I'm going to choose Administrative Tools. And when my Administrative Tools comes up, you'll now see that I have a bunch of new Active Directory MMCs. In this video, I showed you how to install Active Directory onto a machine and promote that machine to become a domain controller.